This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This your boy Black Magus, and I feel like I need to do this review now as I only have about 5 hours left with PlayStation Vue. And I have to say, kind of will miss it. By that you kind of get the sense that I'm going to give this a positive review, and you're right. I actually think PlayStation Vue is actually a cool service. I went into it, just not with any expectations or anything like that. I mean, it's new to this area. It's been out for a while. When Sony first announced it, of course, and I said this in another video, I found it very, very funny that they would announce such a service, especially when you consider the tweaking that they've done to Microsoft during the launch of PlayStation 4, where they would talk about this is a system that's based on games. It's all about gaming, blah, blah, blah. Then they announce a TV streaming service, which, Microsoft put a lot of flack for its TV and other media elements of the Xbox. Now, and as I said this in the other video, to be fair, Sony has never really said that Vue was their optimal goal for the PlayStation. They've always sold it as an addition. Whereas Microsoft, the lead into the Xbox One was, this is the box that will play games and do TV. TV was a prominent part of their promotion for it. So, in that sense, I'll give Sony benefit of the doubt. But yeah, you guys, you're a multimedia box as well. Yes, gaming is your focus, but it makes the tweaking seem kind of like not kind of childish. It was already childish to begin with, but it makes it a little bit more childish considering that you're doing somewhat similar things. But that's neither here nor there. I decided to try the Vue platform because I'm a cable cutter. I only have internet, and I have a antenna to try to pick up my local channels if there's something I want to watch locally, because I don't really watch a lot of TV. The bottom line, I never really watched much TV. I realized when I had cable that I would watch repeats of stuff that I've seen before, and there were a few shows that I liked to watch that were like new. They were new in putting out new content, but it was just basically repeats in sports. I mean, ESPN was life. I put on HBO for stuff like Game of Thrones and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'd be watching fucking, repeats of The Simpsons and shit like that. I just didn't really consume a lot of TV. So just going internet only benefited me, saved money, didn't have to worry about shitty ass Comcast digging deeper in my pockets, although they seem to be continually finding ways to expand their profitability by raising their prices to ridiculous rates and trying to lock you into these deals that'll save you some money and all of that. Fucking bastards. Anyway, so PlayStation Vue, when it was announced, it was only announced for 7 markets, and pricing was a little crazy. It wasn't that appealing, I don't think, at the jump. Flash forward to now, about a year and a half after its launch, and they now are in over 200 markets. Still don't have full coverage, because what people need to understand is that PlayStation Vue is a cable network streaming service first and foremost. There are several markets, the original 7 markets, that allow you not only to do cable but local broadcast, live streaming. Everybody else in the over 200, like beyond those, only get live cable network streaming. So yes, it's live, but there are limitations depending on where you are. So if you are someplace like where I am in the Washington D.C. area, you don't get live broadcast because Sony doesn't have a contract with, I guess, the local networks. I forget exactly what they said, but it has something to do with establishing contracts to have broadcasting rights for that over the stream. That's why you don't get local channels in my market and other markets. So if you're looking for something that's going to give you cable and local live broadcasting, Vue's not for you. I will say this: if you are looking for a cheaper possible way of getting cable, and your cable internet bill is pretty decent to begin with, this might be the move because the packages that they have and the pricing is pretty good. Now, if you're in a area with the local channels, add about $5-10, I believe, to the price. I believe it's $10 more to the pricing that I'm gonna give. But for just getting the cable networks, it's $30 for the 50 plus channel package. It's like, let me pull this up again because I don't want to be inaccurate when I tell you guys this. Let's see. All right, here we go. So the package that I'm previewing is the cheapest one, the $30 one. I only previewed the cheapest one only because I know that I have a bad habit of forgetting to not turn off subscriptions, and I didn't want to get like charged after me forgetting. Although they will let you, like a couple of days in, deactivate the trial period. I'm on the 7-day trial period, and they let me deactivate it, and they let you like finish out the 7 days. So keep that in mind if you want to try the trial and you're not sure. Go ahead, start it. A couple of days later, make sure to go in and cancel the automatic renewal. That way you won't get charged. And if you do decide to keep it, you can just go back in and reactivate the automatic renewal. Simple as that. But it's for 55 plus channels. It's $29. And I have this up to, that's why I wanted to do this review, because I wanted to be able to look at the menu to give you guys like a good example. It's 55 plus channels. What that means is that you're going to get certain channels. It's basically like regular cable. You're gonna get certain channels, and you're gonna get like their sub channels and things like that. So you get stuff like AMC, which would benefit somebody like me who watches The Walking Dead, Cartoon Network, Comedy Central, things like Disney, where you'll get the regular Disney Channel, Disney Junior, Disney XD. Same thing with ESPN, ESPN2. You get both FX channels. You get a couple of MTVs, so on and so forth. You know, you pretty much, more of the more popular cable channels you are going to get. Plus you'll get, like, if they have a sub channel, you might get 1 or 2 of those. Then there's the 70 plus channels for $34.99, which I think would actually be the optimal package. Because looking at that, you know, again, it's the same deal. You get certain channels and you get like their sub channels, but you'll get a little extra. Like you get an extra ESPN channel. Actually 2 extra ESPN channels. ESPN News, ESPNU, things like that. They'll add stuff, and like some extra sports channels. Comcast Network comes through, so that might be a solution for people who want to see local sports. Because if it I don't know this for sure, but if this is the Comcast Network that I believe it to be, then it's probably going to shoot local sports broadcasts through. Because that's how, if you have regular cable, the Comcast Sports Network does. But you get things like that in this package. And then, of course, there's the 100 Plus, which is $44.99, which is pretty damn good for over 100 channels. And you just get like a ridiculous amount of channels, like extra sub channels. You get Boomerang, which would like be like the optimum thing for a lot of people. I know my boy, he loves Boomerang, so he would go nuts over that. $45, that's not bad. And again, if you get the local feed, add about $5 or $10 to this, which still isn't bad, because the thing about this that makes it like really good over cable is that there's no contracts. You pick it up, you pay your monthly fee. If you don't want to keep it for the next month, you cancel. You finish out your month. You go about your business. There's no cancellation fees. There's no penalties. There's no we're gonna send you an extra bill later like cable companies like to do type of shit. No equipment, because this is all done through PlayStation. It streams through your internet on the PlayStation 4. So it has a lot of pluses in that area. Another thing that was pretty cool that I tried out today while watching The Walking Dead, catching up on that, was that it has a DVR system, which, to be quite honest, isn't a true DVR system. It works more like an on-demand system. Basically, you go through your channels and you say, again, using The Walking Dead as an example and what I use to test this out. I go to a listing of The Walking Dead. It doesn't even have to be on. Just go to a listing of a show, or if you're watching the show, you really enjoy it. Hit the touchpad and go to, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see something that says my shows. And what you want to do is you want to add that to your shows. Once you add that to your shows, you can go into a menu that lists all the shows that you added. And this will allow you to go back, a month's worth of shows. Because basically what it does is it, will record your favorite show for you to, it will record, quote unquote, your favorite show for you to go back and watch. You have 30 days to access it. So that's why I figured why it's a 4-week thing, kind of like on demand works, because it's letting you see everything for that, like, for a 30-day period, forward or backwards, which is pretty cool because I got to see the last couple of episodes I missed. You could favorite everything on here, like just favorite it, and it'll be there for you to access. So if you can't watch, say, Monday Night Raw, or favorite the show, you can come back and watch the whole thing later. It's all there, and it's not being stored to your hard drive. It's cloud service, so that's pretty damn cool. I thought that worked pretty effective. The streaming is great. Now, I probably have better than the average internet when it comes to most people, but they recommend, from a review I was reading, that you have at least 10 optimum. They say have 25 megabits per second. If you can have that, then you're going to have a really smooth experience with this. Screen quality is great. I wish I could show you guys, but it's live copyrighted material. I can't do that, but it looks really, really good and plays really, really well. I didn't really have any issues outside of when Comcast decided it wanted to be a dick and go down, which part of me thinks that it realized what I was looking at and they start fucking with my internet just to fuck with me. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But no, the quality's great. Images is great. The menu, it's really easy to navigate when you hit the option button. Everything's in alphabetical order, so you just go through, find the channel. It gives you the listings of what's coming on every time. You can go forward to days ahead to schedule what you want to see, or if you know there's an upcoming show and you're gonna miss it, go to that show, favorite it, and then you'll be able to get it. It worked really, really well. It's something that I will revisit. I don't have the money right now because I just spent a ton of money on my car, so I am going to cancel it, but not out of lack of interest. Although I will say this, I'm still that guy that doesn't watch a lot of TV and still has the same TV watching habits. But that being said, I also realized that I actually do kind of miss some live cable TV. There are some shows like this package is perfect for me. For $30, I get to watch pretty much everything I really, really care to watch. And I don't have to spend tons of money. And I don't have to worry about, if I can't afford it at any time, having to pay a huge lump sum to get out of a contract, or worried about somebody back billing me for me canceling or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's cool. They're going to have to definitely get the local channels in all markets. That, I think, would make it an even more appealing thing for a lot of people. You can get that local broadcast thing tuned into every market you're in, then you become a huge threat because, for those of us who have a PlayStation, this is a pretty damn good, affordable option. Because most of us who game have pretty decent internet connections, and that's the other drawback too, though, is that while I believe most of us do have decent connections, we may not have good enough connections for this. So it could be your area, while you may have that 10 megabits per second, it doesn't run at the 10 megabits per second. You can't get the proper, bandwidth to be able to support this. So that's something you have to consider too. And you have to consider the cost of your internet, because people like Comcast are slowly but surely raising prices of internet to try to combat this new phenomenon of cable cutting. Well, it's not necessarily new, but it's becoming bigger and bigger as time goes on. And they don't want you to cut the cable. They want you to look at your cable internet bill and be like, well, this is cheaper for me. Like right now, I have the 150 megabit because I had a contract, sadly, that had it cheaper, but now I'm off the contract. And it was still pretty cheap until they told me a few weeks ago, hey, we know you want to pay more for your internet and be a fair customer. It's exactly what they said in the fucking letter, y'all. I shit you not. So we're raising your price from the $59.99 you were paying to $82.95. Mind you, if I go and look in their packages, I can get cable internet, cable TV, and cable phone for $85 a month if I just so decide to upgrade. Very convenient of you to do that shit, isn't it, Comcast? Mind you, my internet speed will go down to, I think, 75 megabits, but I will get a lot more for the price that I'm just paying for one component. By the way, if I want to lower to the 75 megabits, it's what, $69.99? No, I believe it's $79.99. I think I saved $3, and it's like $69.99 for the 25. They make their prices really ridiculous, so you'll have to go with the package 2-year contract deal so they can keep your ass. They're very, very, very brutal. And for anybody who wants to say, I get this a lot when I say this, no, I cannot get Verizon in my area. I say this a lot too. Verizon is not allowed in my complex because I'm assuming Comcast has a deal with my rental office, and that's why they're able to not have competition outside of DirecTV, which who the fuck wants that? Especially since I live in a basement apartment. I can't get DirecTV, so they make it really, really difficult for consumers in this area when it comes to their television media. It's a damn shame, but yeah, PlayStation Vue is pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. I suggest you all take the 7-day trial if you haven't, just to check it out. Probably want to do, probably not like me and try the full package, just to see the amount of channels and things that you can get. But it seems like they offer a lot for not that much, so it's definitely a viable option. It definitely is, definitely. But anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up, let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.